playmates, welcome back to our clubhouse. And y'all, I know y'all see it. So during my library haul, I found this gem. Like, this is a library gem right here. It was just sitting on the shelf. This is all I saw, and I was like, ooh, Overlord, let me see. So yes, and then once I pulled it out, look at this beautiful cover. It is stunning. I knew it was gonna be good. So as you open it up, red and black, perfect combination. And then, to my surprise, look at this, you guys. Isn't that just so cool? Let me take the dust jacket off real quick. Okay. Get this super duper cool illustration. And I'm so happy that there's an illustration in here because I can now visualize the characters. So it's pretty much like a video game world. So I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. I just feel so good. Sorry y'all, I am sweating. I'm in Mexico. It's really hot. So bear with me y'all. But anyway, I'm in love with this cover. I'm on page 78 so far. It's a really quick read. The only thing is that the print, let me show you. The print is really small, and I kind of was like, that's kind of like one of my pet peeves. I really hate small print, but for some reason it's not as annoying as I thought it would be, so that's pretty good. The font is really small, but it's actually not as annoying as I thought it would be. But yes, if you are a fan of video games and manga, so when I did further research, because I haven't seen this book before anywhere, or I haven't seen anybody talk about it before, so I looked it up on Goodreads. And so it's book 1 is part of the Overlord light novel series, and when you go into the series, there's 6 volumes. I was like, 16 volumes. I was like, dang. But I wouldn't really mind because they're really interesting and it goes by really quickly. Like, I'm already eating this book up so quickly. So yeah, so it goes by fast. But I was like, dang, 16 volumes, but they look so cool. And so the novel is based off of the manga, so it's actually a manga, and I definitely get those vibes. So after I read the novels, I might read some of the manga as well. So yeah, so this is the translated version. It's by Kugane Maruyama, and then the illustrator is Bin. But yes, you guys, I've just been living. I'm so happy to get back into fantasy, and especially more like a video game-esque fantasy. So that's really exciting because like all of February, it's just been like real life stories. It's still fiction, but it was dealing like with real life characters. So this is cool because basically we're following this main character, Manga, and he's obsessed with this video game, but he's learning that it's going to get shut down. Like, the system is going to get shut down, so he's like, okay, let me have my last hurrah. And so he starts just like fooling around, but he put in a lot of effort and hours into his gameplay, and he had a whole guild with his like a whole playmates and a whole team, and they started to whittle down because they have to like work, and it's hard to balance like life and playing video games. So he was the only like last player in the world left that he knows of, and so he's like counting down the seconds before the system shuts down. And guess what, y'all? Guess what happens? So he was fooling around editing the NPC characters. I love all the like the gaming lingo and gaming terminology, like NPCs. So which means like non-player character. So he was like messing with the coding of the NPCs just for fun because it's like the last game of the last day. So he's like, it's not gonna be any repercussions if I just like mess around. So he realizes once the clock strikes midnight and it's a new day, he's still in the game, and he's like, hold up now, I thought the game was about to get shut down. And he also notices the game starts to change. Like they're already playing like in a virtual reality VR, but then it really becomes like literally real. Like his senses, he starts to smell things from the game, and he's can like actually talk. Because before the new day, you could only use like emoticons and go into the chat. Like you couldn't really like voice out your opinion, and like the characters wouldn't really actually talk to you. They would just use emoticons. But now, the next day, when he thought that it was going to get shut down, it's still running, and that's when the whole game has changed. The NPCs are coming to life. They have personality. They're talking to him. He's able to use his senses. He's able to smell the video game characters and all of this stuff. So it's really, really interesting, and he's starting to feel like the video game is coming to life and that it's becoming like real life. So I'm like, oh my goodness. And like he was trying to plan his gameplay hours for work, so now he's just lost into the world. He's probably going to miss work. It's going to be a whole thing. Simultaneously, we have other things happening with other characters. So there's a war happening inside the game, and they're like burning down villages, and there's a lot of politics as well. It's just like very complicated, but it's not hard to understand. There's a lot of elements, but it's not hard to understand, at least for me, since I already have context, since I'm already a gamer. I just like jump right in. It's already interesting to me. I love video game stories and just the lore and everything, so it's not that complicated to me, but I can see how some people will probably be like not that interested in it. But to me, I love it, so I think it's a gem. My library also has volume 2, so I can't wait to pick that up. And as you just go along, hold on, there's like these cool anime illustrations. Like, I literally screamed. And they're just like hidden in the story. And they're hidden in the novel. Like, look at that. Like, that's so cool. And as the story goes along, like I'm sorry about the horn, y'all, but the illustration starts to make more sense. Like, I know the characters now. Like, this is Manga, because his whole body, like in the video game character, is all skulls, which you guys know I love skeletons, I love skulls. So he's just really just made up of bones. He doesn't even have eyes. Like, what? That's so cool. And then this is the like the super guild weapon that he took, basically, but only the overlords can use it, and it's like super powerful. And then these are the twins. So this is I can't even say the word, Aurora. This is Aurora, and she's like the big sister. Well, even though they're twins, she acts like she's the boss of the other twin, and she's like so I guess feisty and bossy, while you have her twin brother here, Mayor. He is like shy and timid, and she always calls him a coward. So that's interesting. So that's all and this is Abledo. She was an NPC that my manga edited her bio to fall in love with him and like be in love with him forever. But that's all I know so far. This might be Seppa's, I'm not sure yet. And then so that's all I know so far. But I was really excited when I came back to the illustration, and the descriptions in the novel were so on point that the illustration made sense. So that's pretty cool. But yes, and I just love that it's so brand new. Like, oh man, it's my little baby, it's my little gem. I'm so excited. And for my bookmark, I just have Baby Yoda. He is my spirit animal, my spirit character. I love Baby Yoda, so I just have him on my bookmark. And a little aside, as you guys know, I follow this Baby Yoda account on TikTok, and he's so funny. He's like a little stuffed animal, Baby Yoda, and he just speaks Spanish, and he does like relatable TikToks, and it helps me so much. But anyways, I have my jasmine tea, so just cozy. Even though it's hot, I feel like still I'll drink tea all year round. Hot, no hot, I love tea. So this is jasmine mixed with green tea, and it's so soothing. It's a beautiful way just to start your morning, read a little bit, and then I have to do other things today. But we are going to try to get in our little bit of reading. So good. Okay. No language was in Japanese, so I'm so grateful that they translated it to English because this is such a great story. And it just says, "The world is all yours." The undead king. Oh, I'm just like losing myself. And it's so cool because I took a break from fantasy and just to dive right back into it feels amazing. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely giving Final Fantasy vibes, the video game. That's what it's giving. Like the aesthetic. Like, it's just so cool, like when your two favorite things mix, like video games and books. The whole combination, I'm here for it, baby. Alright, playmates. So it's almost midnight, so hopefully I can get a bunch of reading done. I wanted to get more reading done today, but I don't know, I was just hanging out. I finally watched, some movies, and yeah, it was a pretty chill day. I did a lot of like business, so today I just want to be comfy. Like now I just want to be comfy, and it's like my little downtime. So I have my really comfortable coffee and tea pajama shirt that I got like from Old Navy, and Target have the best like pajamas. I absolutely love it, and it's so hot here in Mexico, so I just usually like just sleep in a little nightgown and like a really big t-shirt. But yes, you guys, so I'm still reading the Overlord, the Undead King. This is book 1 in this series. There's like I think 16 volumes, which I was pretty amazed about. I just found this gem sitting pretty in my library, and I was like, I have to grab it because the cover it just looks surreal. By the cover, I just knew it was my type of book, okay, period. So you guys know I love fantasy. I love like magic, battles, all that type of stuff in my book. And like I already said, I took a break from fantasy. I was more so doing romance, and like romance with like actual people, not like fantasy romance. So I was just like, okay, so it feels really good to get back into my fantasy. So yeah, guys, so this is kind of based off of a video game world, so there's a lot of gaming lingo, which just makes my soul and it makes my heart so happy because I love video games. So it's kind of like my two favorite things coming together, reading, and it's about video games. So yeah, so as you guys see, I'm just strolling right on through. I only have a little bit left. I'm like probably 60% in, so I would really love to finish this book today or this morning. I don't know, y'all, but it's currently midnight, so we're gonna see. You guys are gonna be on my little journey with me. I have my little baby Yoda bookmark. He is my spirit animal. He makes me so happy every time I see him. And then I have a baby Yoda Valentine's plushie that I bought. I bought one for myself and I bought one for my mom. So we have matching Valentine baby Yodas, and I got this from Target. I love Target, y'all. That is one thing that I miss with living in Mexico, is that there's no Target, and Target for me is like Disneyland. And I was a former employee. That was like my dream job, and I got it. So Target is I just love it so much. It was a good place to work and a good place to shop, so I definitely really miss it. But anyways, like I said, I'm about 60% into the book so far, and I'm really liking the setup. I'm loving the writing. It just grabs a hold of you, and you just kind of like transport into this fantasy slash video game world, and it's just so cool. And the descriptions, the imagery, like it's really easy to follow. It might seem really intimidating, but it's really not. Like it's complicated, but not really. And I don't know, maybe it's because I'm a gamer, so it doesn't really seem that, difficult to me. But I feel like even if you weren't a gamer, it's really easy to follow because they explain things. And yeah, the writing is just very entertaining. It keeps me hooked. I'm engaged. I'm loving all these characters, and the little peekaboo illustrations are so beautiful and awesome. And like now I understand this illustration. Now I understand the illustration so much more, and I can tell you all of the characters. That's how good the descriptions in this book is just so on a whole nother level, y'all. Like the descriptions are so cool. I really can imagine myself and imagine all these characters, which is chef kiss. So yeah, also it's all knowing, and there was like a lot of foreshadowing happening in this book, as well as a lot of things happening simultaneously, but at certain parts you only know like one character's perspective, and then it will jump to other characters' perspectives, and then we will get introduced to certain characters. So it's been really cool. I love the structure of the book, the layout, the format really keeps you engaged. Like it doesn't feel drawn out or anything like that because of the way it's organized. And yeah, it's just a lot happening, but you can understand. It's just such an easy flow. So yeah, the battle scene was superior. Like I said, I'm on page 148, so I just pretty much finished like a really interesting battle scene, and these two storylines that we were given finally combined. So that was really cool. I was like, yes, because we were like foreshadowed that like this would happen, and it did. And I was like screaming my little head off. I just man, I really love excuse me if I'm mispronouncing it, but I love Momonga, the undead king. First of all, he's a whole compilation of bones in this exoskeleton. Like that is so cool. And so yeah, but we get to be in his thoughts, and like he's still like this human playing this video game, but then it feels like real life, and it feels like this video game world has merged into real life. So that's pretty interesting. And just seeing like these NPCs, which are non-player characters, they're usually coded by real people. They're just a bunch of like coding come to life and have their own personality, followed by their coding and by their bio and their descriptions. That is like so mind-blowing. I love the concept of this book. Man, it's just so beautiful. It's such a gem. I just can't stop saying it enough. Like it really just makes my heart smile, and I really don't even want to finish the book. I feel like that's why I'm dragging it on, solely because I don't want to finish the book, because I just want the good vibes to keep rolling in. Like, man, it's just really that good. So I'm just so happy that I found it. Like it's literally me. I love it. So I'm gonna stop talking now. I'm gonna put on my 21 Pilots Ned at the Fireplace lo-fi music. I'm so happy that they put that out. They released it like during Christmas, and it's just so peaceful. It's perfect for reading, so that's what I'm gonna do. I have my lemon water. I was gonna make some jasmine tea, but I'm just too hot, so I was like, maybe I'll just drink some ice cold water I squeezed some lemon in there. So yeah, because I haven't been drinking as much water as I've been wanting to. So yeah, y'all, but I'm just really having a great time. Albedo, she is insane. She has like this undying loyalty, and just this undying loyalty for Momongo, and it's cracking me up to the core. I'm just like, girl, what are you doing? But yeah, so she's like really in love with this man's. She would do anything for this man's, and it's really just cracking me up. So yeah, but all of these characters have such a unique personality. Like Kotas, I'm probably butchering all of these names, I am so sorry, but both Kotas, he's like this demon, and he like speaks in all caps, so he's like pretty much screaming, and he has like this deep voice, and he can like change into these different forms. So I'm just loving, like I said, that it's just really warming my heart, like all of the gaming lingo and stuff like that, like HP, which is health points, the levels, the skills, the armor, the just I just love all the lingo. So we are going to get right back into it. The magic, the battle scenes, that was such an iconic epic battle scene. I was just like, bravo. I felt like I was right there. My mouth was to the floor. I was like, hold up now. So yes. Anything else? Oh yeah, so now we are getting introduced to a new character. His name is Londes, and he is giving off villain vibes. He's the one attacking all of these villages. So I'm very intrigued with this. So yeah, let's just get started. I will update you guys if something crazy happens. But yeah, but that battle scene was just so intense and so descriptive, and I felt like I was right there watching. So, and yeah, and it's just so real. Like you have people peeing their pants, and I'm like, yes, I would have peed my pants too, to be honest, after all of that stuff that happened during that battle scene. And yeah, it's just so real that there's so many shocking comments and stuff that happens in this book that I'm like, what in the world? How'd you come up with this? Like, there's no limits. It just feels like the writer really had like a really good time writing this book and just really just let his creative juices flow. And I love when I'm reading a book and I can feel the author's creative voice and just seeing them really have fun and not have any boundaries and really give me something fresh and new and just really experiment with their writing. So period. But anyways, I'm gonna keep on, and just like the little details, like even at the top right here, like that's so cool. Alright, y'all see it. I only have a few pages left. This was a wild ride, and I recommend this book to everybody, especially if you're a gamer, if you like manga. The battle scenes. Woo! Man. And there's so many lessons in the book as well. It's giving me my whole life. That's why I'm happy. My manga is getting on that booty. And I love how he's like taunting him and playing with his prey. He's like, "Child, do anything you need to do, but you gonna die today."
Shit about Chanel, to after this man come and go.
Alright, y'all, so I finished Overlord by Kugane Maruyama. And y'all, I am just saddened that I finished the book. I want more. I didn't want it to end. And I just love this book so much with all my heart. And I don't know if I could give it back to the library. I don't know how I'll be able to give this gem back to the library. Like, I'm gonna be like, can we have a discussion? Like, can I keep it forever? But yes, you guys, I connected with this book so much. It was love at first sight. Man, I just wish I could rewind and read it again. And like I said, just keep it forever. If you are a gamer, if you like anime, this is for you. It was definitely for me. And even if you're not a gamer, or if you don't enjoy anime, it's still an interesting story to get into. But if you are, what are you doing with your life? Like, get with it. I was asleep and now I'm awake, baby, okay? So I did further research on this book and this series so I did my little research and I found out more information about the book. Apparently this is called the Light Novels series, and there are 16 volumes, which seems like a lot. I know you're like, Maya, hold up now. But I think I'm predicting that it's going to be like different quests, different missions, but like just like the same characters and maybe like additions to new characters, and you're probably going to just be on the journey with them. So it's not going to feel as drawn out. But at first I was like, dang. But now that I got a feel for this first novel, like, I'm like, just give it to me. Like, I don't care if it was 100 books, 100 volumes. They're not that long. You can read it really fairly quickly. So yes. So I just couldn't stop smiling after I finished the book. It just gave me all of the good vibes, all of the feels. Man, just the effort that went into this book, the creativity, the marksmanship, the little attention to details. Come on now. 5 out of 5 straight out the back, baby. You have a whole character profile. So to me, it wasn't there were a lot of characters, but for me, they were well developed, had their own unique personalities. And the funny part that had me is that they are NPCs that come alive. Just ate this up. So you have all of these creative characters, and just they're very memorable, and your descriptions were out of this world, and I can visualize it. But even more so, they match so much to the illustration. And you can already tell from the illustration how unique every single one of these characters. Like, you see the Overlord in the manga, he's just a bag full of bones. Then you have this butler that's Seppa's. So yeah, they just look really cool. You got this block of ice dude right here, block of metal. You have you have twins. One is shy, one is boisterous. You have this vampire girl with the umbrella. You have this character with the tail. Like, man. So all these non-player characters, NPCs for short, they come to life. They have these vivid, unique personalities that just stick with you, and they really made the book. And you're just on this journey with Manga, and like I said, if you're a gamer, you can really relate to, the hours that you put into playing video games and the dedication you put into it, the perseverance, but also the friends you make online. They're out of this world, and probably even better than friends IRL, to be honest. But it's just all about collaboration, teamwork. You've been striving together for greatness, and then they all kind of just die sometimes. Sometimes you lose those connections, and that loss, that emptiness is like hard to replace because things happen, they get jobs, they have to decrease their gameplay, and it just does kind of get a little depressing. So there was a lot of mention of that, so that was very relatable. Also, who wouldn't want to like literally transform into like have their video game world become reality? Like that's what was happening to my manga. At first he was fooling around in his favorite video game, and he was the last one there. It was supposed to be the last day, but it wasn't. It actually was the day of transformation, and it became a whole new reality. So that was ultra cool. It definitely gave like Final Fantasy vibes and manga vibes, and it actually is a manga, so that was really cool to find out as well. And it's also animated, so they animated it. And the fact that this started out as online, so the author Manga, he first kind of just put it out there online, and people ran with it, and that's when he decided to make it a novel. And he's so humble. He's just so humble. When you read his like author notes, so he first have afterward right here. Yeah, so he has an afterward, which is basically like thanking the reader. He's like, to you who are reading this afterward, nice to meet you. I am author Kugen Maruyama. This book is a version of the Overlord I first released on the web, revamped with new characters. Like I already said, he edited it. So yeah, you could just see just how grateful he is and how humble he is. And then he has just a bunch of thank yous. He says, finally, a thank you to everyone who bought this book. I really hope you think it's a fun read. By the way, I'm planning even more edits, added text, and new scenes for volume 2. It's practically going to be a whole new book. So I'm already sobbing about how little time I have to finish it. Please stick around. Okay, I think I'll leave off here. Thank you so much again, and I hope you continue reading. Well then, see you. He just really seems like a cool dude, a cool person, just very imaginative and also hilarious. A lot of these characters are hilarious, and just manga's the Overlord's thoughts. Just seeing him and being put into this position of superior, he's the superior Overlord. He is the one with excessive power over all the other disciple, I don't know, all the other characters. But he doesn't feel like he is worthy of this title. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's just winging it, trying to make the best decisions as a leader and trying not to let them see him sweat. But he is sweating in his head, y'all, and I love seeing that. That's so real and just raw. So that was really cool, and I feel like that happens to me a lot of times in life and while I'm playing video games. So that was really good to see, just fake it till you make it, and that is what my manga was definitely doing. The fight scenes. I'm telling you, this man is so descriptive. We get all these bloody scenes and gore and magic and flying evil angels and just these knights, these demons transforming. Oh, man, they have all these power and magic and potions, and they call themselves like casters. It was so much to unpack, and I love how it was so specific, and he wasn't afraid to elaborate and give us details, and he was really showing us instead of telling us. And he really just built up this world, and it wasn't boring. Like, that was the main thing. It kept me engaged. The way it was orchestrated and the way it was organized had me at the edge of my seat. It held my interest because it wasn't just a flat, linear story. It kind of gave us here and then gave us this perspective of this character over here, and then the two plot lines meet, and it's just, I was just like, yes, I'm waiting for this moment. So it's definitely a 5 stars, baby. I'm just so happy that I read it. The illustrator is So Ben. He is so talented, very skilled. The way he can bring words and turn it into this beautiful masterpiece. Like, I'm speechless. Look at this. Like, the camera doesn't even give it justice. It just doesn't. It's like you have to literally see it with your own eyes. You had powerful, arrogant, stubborn enemies, which I live for. I love me a good, powerful, arrogant, stubborn villain / enemy. And seeing the way that Manga, the main character, how he fought, how he kind of played with his enemies, had me dying the whole way through. But at least he was fair, but it was just hilarious to me. This book has a lot of humor in it, which I appreciate, and a lot of the times it was dark humor, and a lot of times there was a lot of shocking statements that was like, whoa, hold up, I wasn't expecting that. So yes, you can just really see he finds writing very fun. He didn't he wasn't afraid. He just did what he wanted to do. He didn't have any barriers. He figured he's not going to stay in a lane. He's not going to care what anybody thinks. So yes. If I would have to pick my favorite character, it's extremely difficult because all of them will hold a place in my heart. But I don't know. I think I do like Manga a lot. I like Coctus. He's like the big blob of metal, and he has like freeze monster power. I just can imagine him screaming every time when he spoke. He had it was in all caps, so I enjoyed reading his parts because he was always yelling. Set-based, I always like a butler. So yeah, if you give me a butler, I'm gonna like them as a character. You see, that was that he kind of edited to be in love with him through their bio. She is loyal to the core. Sometimes even she was starting fights with people. It was just a whole lot, and I was eating it up all the way through. So anyway, y'all, let me know if you read this book, and yeah, that's all I have to say. I'm gonna be really sad when I have to give it back to the library, but I'm so happy that I read it, and I have these videos, so I like making these videos because I can always go back and watch them myself and just relive those memories. But I would really love if you guys, tell me what you guys are reading right now, and please like, comment, and subscribe, and thanks so much for watching.